Okay guys, before we start making our chicken tikka masala, first we have to make our meat marinade. And here are our ingredients. We have 2.5 pounds of cut chicken breasts. We have our sour cream. We have our garlic paste, cumin powder, garam masala, our salt, our Kashmiri chili powder, and our turmeric powder. All of these ingredients are going to build flavor and tenderize our meat. So we know what our ingredients are. Let's go ahead and start mixing them together so we can make our meat marinade, okay? All right, so first what we're going to do is pour in our sour cream. All right, so we have our sour cream there. All right, so we're going to mix in our sour cream. And we're just going to put that there. And now we're just going to pour in the rest of our ingredients, which is our garlic paste. Now you can use minced garlic if you like, but I like using garlic paste, guys, because you know when we start to sear your chicken, you get bits of garlic on that pan and they burn, and it can be a mess to clean up sometimes. So I like using garlic paste, but you can use whatever you like, whatever method you like. We're going to pour in the rest of our ingredients. We have our cumin. We have our garam masala. We have our salt. We have our Kashmiri chili powder. And we have our turmeric powder. All right, so now, simple part we're going to do, guys, we're going to give this a good mix, right? Just get down in there. And all these ingredients are going to build nice flavor into our chicken. It's going to tenderize and build flavor, because with chicken tikka masala, it's all about the sauce, the seasonings, and the meat. When you're making this, you know, when you're cutting your chicken, cut it in medium chunks. Don't cut it real small, because if you cut them real small and you start to sear your chicken, you're gonna make extra work for yourself. So cut medium chunks of chicken. All right, you see that? That's what you want. Make sure it gets all in there. Get all that on the sides. Go one more time. All right, so we're done for the marinade portion. So now what we're gonna do is wrap this up in saran wrap, put it in the refrigerator for about an hour. Now, you can have the marinade overnight if you like, but I usually do an hour to 4 hours, but I'm gonna just do an hour this time. So we'll see you back in about an hour. Hey guys, I wanna tell you guys about the cooktop we're gonna be cooking our recipe on. And it is the Chain Burt Professional Induction Cooktop. Yes, Chain Burt gifted me this cooktop to show how well it cooks on my channel. Now I'm gonna tell you guys, this cooktop is worth its weight in gold. Before showing you this cooktop, I tested it out for myself. So I'm not going to show you anything that I haven't used. This cooktop cooks very well. Let me show you how to use it. Okay guys, before we turn on our induction cooktop, we want to make sure that we understand, I want to let you guys know something about the magnetic test strip, okay? This cooktop can use any compatible induction cookware, but to test it, make sure that it's compatible, you can utilize this magnetic test strip. All right, so how do you use it? This is a cast iron Dutch oven, and we're going to see if this magnetic strip sticks, and it does. Okay, this tells us that this cookware is compatible. Just to let you know, cast iron Dutch ovens are compatible. Also, all-clad is compatible as well, because I have all-clad cookware and I've already tested it and it works. So that's what you want to do to make sure that your cookware is compatible with your Chain Burt Professional Induction Cooktop. Now, let's go ahead and put this on. But first, what we're going to do is power on our cooktop. So we hit the power button. Now, when we hit the power button, it beeps because it doesn't sense any weight or cookware on top of our cooktop, right? It doesn't sense any weight on top of our cooktop. So once we put the weight on, it stops and it starts to power up, right? Like I told you before, the settings are simple. We have our timer here. We want to set the time, right? So you want to set the time. You can set your time, okay? And it'll start. So now what we're going to do is hit the temperature button. Now it's at 600, right? So we want to bring it down. So to bring it down, we can just hit this decrease button right here, right? Or we can hit temp, okay? And we can bring it down to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. If we hit heat, it goes up to the second highest heat setting, which is 800. And if we hit boil, it goes up to 1800, all right? So if you want to boil water quickly, just bring it up, just hit that boil button, all right? You want to bring it down to a second highest setting, you hit heat, it goes down, and you can go down even more. You see here, when we go down from the heat setting, hit the minus button, it goes to 200 degree setting, but when we hit the temp button, its max default is 280. We hit down from that, it goes to 120, right? And we can just hit keep warm. This change bar is so easy to use, all right? And it heats up quickly. This is a cast iron Dutch oven, right? You put your hand in here, it's already hot. I can't even touch it, it's already hot. She's pretty much ready to go. What we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be searing our meat in this cast iron Dutch oven on top of our Change Burke Professional Induction Cooktop, and we'll see how she cooks. This induction cooktop is gonna cook this food very well, all right? So I'm gonna show you. Guys, also I wanna let you know that when you finish cooking, all you have to do is hit the power button. You see this H, right? This H is basically saying that the surface is hot. So when you take your cookware off, so it's cooling itself down, it's basically saying, okay, don't put your hand on top of this surface because it's hot. When it cools down completely, this H will go away. Also too, this induction cooktop, the surface plate can hold up to 100 pounds, which is really good. It's very durable, can hold up to 100 pounds, okay? Since I'm using heavy cookware like this or anything cast iron, you definitely need something that's durable that can hold the weight. Not just the weight of the cookware, but the weight of the food inside the cookware as well. So let's go ahead and start searing our meat. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're going to sear our chicken that has been marinating, okay? So first things first, we're gonna go ahead and turn on our induction cooktop, and we're gonna set the temp to like 320, and you can hear it starting up. My hand is just in it to feel the heat. So it's heating up, so we're gonna give it a few minutes to heat up. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a water test. So, all right, so it's evaporating, so it's ready. So we just did a water test to make sure that Dutch oven was hot enough and ready for the meat to be seared. So that's why we did the water test. So now we just place our meat. Now before we do that, we're just gonna add some olive oil. So we added our olive oil, we just add some butter. This is about 1/4 cup of butter. And we're just gonna move that around. And this cooktop is doing pretty good. We're just gonna increase the heat a little bit. That little bit of butter is melting right there. And now we're just gonna lay in our chicken pieces. Increase the heat a little bit more. Make sure we hear that sizzle. Just add more in. And just make sure they're spaced apart. And we're just gonna do this in batches. We're just gonna cook in batches. Gonna give it like 2 to 3 minutes on each side, and then we're just gonna put our chicken pieces in a bowl because after we finish searing all our chicken, we're gonna cook it when we put. It's gonna cook thoroughly through when we put in the sauce mixture. So the sauce mixture is gonna cook this thoroughly through. So right now we're just trying to sear it a little bit, partially cook it, and then we're just gonna turn it over. And see, if you see a little dark at the bottom of the pan, that's okay. We're gonna, when we deglaze the pan, we're gonna get all those crackly bits and crusts up, and that's gonna mix in thoroughly with the rest of our dish. So if you see that, those little burnt spots is okay. Okay, we're gonna take this out. Take these out. And we're just gonna keep adding and cooking. That's all we're gonna do. Just keep adding and searing our meat. Make this chicken tikka masala dish. And pretty much, guys, you know, after you sear your meat, you know, this is the most time-consuming part. After you sear your meat, everything else just happens real quickly. So this is a dish that doesn't take that long of a time. Doesn't take long at all. You can see how it's cooking pretty quickly. Get that one back in, leave that in there a little longer. You'll see that our panel is getting a little grease and the oil spots are just easy to clean. All right, now it's time to flip them. A nice golden, yellowish golden brown tint to that chicken. Looks really nice, really appetizing. Cooking pretty well. To be a induction, looks like we got probably about 2 more batches to go and then we'll be done. Look at that. Seared that chicken pretty well. Seared it pretty well indeed. And again, remember, we're not here to cook this all the way through. We just want to cook it halfway, get a good sear on it, because we're going to cook it the entire way when we add and create our sauce mixture for this chicken tikka masala. And as it cooks in that sauce mixture, it's going to cook all the way through. And don't worry about those black spots at the bottom. Like I said, we're going to deglaze the pan. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to cook the rest of this marinated chicken breast. I'm going to show you how it looks after it's completed, okay? We'll see you back around that time. All right, guys, so let's look at the finished result of our meat being seared. Look how beautiful this meat is. Our induction cooktop did a good job in searing this meat. Look how nice golden brown and that golden yellowish tint that it has. Look at that. Wonderful. This induction cooktop is worth its weight in gold. I'm telling you guys, you need to get this cooktop. It's very good. All right, so I'm off my soapbox. This induction cooktop did a wonderful job. So now, let's go ahead and deglaze our pan and continue with the rest of this recipe. Okay, we're gonna be using some white wine, guys, and this is Pinot Grigio. Look, if I'm saying it right, y'all let me know. If I'm saying it wrong, let me know in the comments below, okay? All I know is this white wine is really good white wine, okay? It is what it is. So let's go ahead and open this white wine and make sure that you have a wooden spatula. We're gonna deglaze, a couple splashes. All right. Turn it up a little. See how it's all that's coming up? Y'all probably was like, man, he burnt that pot up. No, it's okay. This is a cast iron Dutch oven. It can take the abuse. All that seasoning from that marinade is gonna get into that nice chicken tikka masala sauce. It's gonna brighten everything up. See, look at that. See, y'all don't know nothing about that, do y'all? Y'all ain't know nothing about that. Using white wine to deglaze your pan. So now our pan is deglazed. What we're gonna do, further deglaze it. You have some onions here. And guys, just want you to let you know that the ingredients will be in the description box below, okay? So we have our onions. Just gonna dump them in. That white wine smells good too. So those onions are gonna soak up all of that white wine that deglazed the pan, and soak up all of those flavors and those spices that we use to marinate our chicken. And now we're gonna add in our spices. We're gonna turn our heat down a little bit. Okay guys, so now that we have our onions in our pan and we deglaze our pan with that white wine, what we're gonna do is add in some of our spices. So we're gonna add in garam masala, turmeric, and coriander, okay? How about garam masala, we got turmeric. That coriander smells very sweet. The coriander, all right? We're gonna give that a good mix. And turn our heat up a little bit. And guys, when I turn my heat up and I turn it down, you know, it responds, the pan responds very well, quickly. So it doesn't take a long time to heat up, doesn't take a long time to cool down either. So, I mean, this induction cooktop is doing a wonderful job. So look at this, look, see as I added those spices, how the pan is almost clean at the bottom. Looks real nice, and it smells really good. Man, I wish you were here at my house right now because it smells wonderful. And we're gonna just cook this for about another 10 minutes. Make sure those flavors bloom. And as you see, I turned my heat down. It was at 400 and it's now at 340. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in our tomato base. So what we have here is tomato puree. Cento brand. You can use any brand of tomato puree you want. Let me see if I can show you without it pouring out. So we're using Cento, as you see right there. All right, we're just gonna pour this in. Put that pan off to the side and mix in, work it all in. You know, this is kind of like a paste. Turn it down. Now we can turn our heat down some. Turn it up to about 280. All right, that looks good. Look at that. Looks really good. So what I like to do is add in another can. So we're gonna add in another can. So that's 2 cans. Mix that in, make sure that's well combined. Trying to heat up a little bit because we want a little simmer. There we go. That looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Now we're gonna add in our other spices. This is cumin. You know, we're just putting those spices back in. Kashmiri chili powder. Add in some salt. I just do salt to taste, guys. I don't want my chicken tikka masala to be real salty. We have our red chili powder. And we have our ginger. Again, these ingredients will be in the description box below. Okay, we have our garlic paste there. I love garlic, you know. If you don't want to add as much garlic, you don't have to. It's really good. You know, we just reinforcing all these flavors. Some brown sugar. So our brown sugar is going to counteract the acidity. Now this brown sugar, sometimes it clumps. You know how brown sugar is. And just work that in. So our sauce is pretty much complete. Look at that, it looks wonderful. I'm gonna hold it up again. Look at that. This is really some really good sauce, guys. Smell the flavors. Let's take a little taste test. All right, guys, so you know, the chef always has to taste his creation. He has to taste his sauce. I have a spoon here, all right? And I'm gonna taste, all right? See how good this is. This looks good, but does it taste good? You see how it's simmering right there? Does it taste good? I'm happy. See these dimples? These dimples mean this is some good stuff. Taste all the flavors, all the seasonings. Perfectly balanced, okay? Okay, guys, so now that we have our sauce completed, we're gonna allow it to cook down a little bit more. We're gonna allow it to cook for about 10 minutes, okay? But we're gonna keep checking on it. And then after it cooks down for about 10 minutes, we're gonna dump in our marinated chicken, let it cook for about another 20 minutes, all right? And then we're gonna plate this. We're gonna add in our heavy cream and some garnish on top, okay? And of course, we always have to have some rice. So we'll see you back in about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, guys, so our sauce has cooked down and it looks beautiful. Look at it. Look at it simmering over here. Look around the edges. The edges show that this sauce has cooked down a good amount, all right? We cooked it for about 15 minutes, okay? So I'm very pleased with this and I'm happy with this. Also, guys, I was kind of a little bit alarmed, you could say, when I was cooking and searing the meat, how I saw how dark the pan was getting at the bottom, and I deglazed it, right? But even though that was the case, after I deglazed it and I put the onions in and I put the spices in and I put the sauce in, I don't taste anything burnt at all. So I have to tell you, cooking with this induction cooktop is doing a good job. So I'm pleased with that, okay? You see how nice my sauce looks? Look at that. Look at that. You don't even see any burnt pieces in there at all. You know, it's cooked down and melted nicely. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put in our beautiful marinated chicken. All right, see, look how beautiful this chicken is, guys. Look how beautiful that marinated chicken is. Look at that, look at that. You want that? You want some? You want some? Nachos, nachos. You can cook it, you can follow my recipe and cook this at home though. I'm just playing with y'all, you know how I do, all right? Let's go ahead and put in our beautiful, beautiful marinated chicken. Let's put that side by side. Look at over here, look at over, look at that, look at that, look at that. Yeah, that looks good, don't it? Don't it look good? I tell you it looks good, boy. In we go. Just mix that all in, make sure it's nice and worked in. Okay guys, so our chicken tikka masala has finished cooking. Look at it. Looks beautiful. It's cooked down. and it's cooked for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And so it's ready to be eaten, okay? So we have to do one more thing. We have to garnish it. Now in garnishing, some people, they use heavy cream and they use fenugreek leaves. Some people use coconut milk and they use parsley. So we have here heavy cream and fenugreek leaves. So we're just gonna go around like this. No right or wrong way to do this. And we're just gonna put some fenugreek leaves around it. She's ready to be plated, okay? So I'm gonna bring this up a little bit higher so you can see. So when I looked at our Dutch oven off of our Changeberg induction cooktop, you heard that beeping, like I said in the beginning of the video, if it is any cookware on top of it, okay? So that's just a safety mechanism, all right? But again, I'm gonna do it one more time. You're gonna hear it beep, and that's okay. So this our Chicken Tikka Masala is completed. Last thing we need to do is plate this with some rice. I'm gonna show you what that looks like. Okay, so we can just put some rice. All right, guys, so here is our Chicken Tikka Masala plated. Look at it. Look how nice it looks, how beautiful it looks. All right, we have half rice, half tikka masala. She looks beautiful. So this dish came out wonderful. I'm very happy with this dish. And so the Changeberg induction cooktop did a good job. It had me on the fence a little bit, but it did a wonderful job. And I have to tell you that by using this cooktop, you can make some beautiful dishes, okay? So we see here from our pan how beautiful that still looks. And we have our rice over here. And so that's pretty much it, guys. Chicken Tikka Masala on the Changeberg induction cooktop. Okay, so let's bite into this and see how it tastes. It's very good. I really taste the flavor of the chicken, those spices that we use, the turmeric, the garam masala, the Kashmiri chili powder. This is really good, guys. Yes. Jonathan approved. Chef John approves this recipe. This is some wonderful banging. Telling you. Okay, guys, we gotta eat the rest of this. Again, from my kitchen to your kitchen, much love. We'll see you next episode.